Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel, and today we're talking about Statler and Dempsey. Because after 6 whole episodes of Statler worrying about the move, about Dempsey, if Dempsey even likes her, Statler finally arrives in the UK. And instead of celebrating, the two of them immediately fight.
Be excited on your own. Don't let me take it from me. What are you calling?
So let's get into it. After all the talking and all the trials and tribulations, all the worries about their finances and what the hell's going on with his van life, Statler has finally arrived in the UK and is finally in Dempsey's arms. But it turns out that might not be a good thing. Before Statler arrives in the UK, we see her on a flight to Paris, as she tells us how she feels about the whole thing. Although one would hope that now is the easy time where she finally gets to be with her partner and start the life of her dreams, well, maybe the life of Dempsey's dreams, Statler actually spent her whole flight completely panicked about her impending doomed life.
My new home is a van. I'm in so much debt. My friend has me doubting if Dempsey is using me, and there's no backup plan. Holy what the have I done?
Yeah, well, when you put it like that does sound like a lot. Back in the UK, we catch up with Dempsey to see how she feels about this impending arrival. Dempsey explains that, up until now, she really hasn't been anxious at all, and really hasn't had a care in the world and has been only excited about this whole thing. She says she knows the pressure has gotten to Statler a little bit, but ultimately is hoping that once Statler arrives, she will be less stressed and will finally join in Dempsey's excitement.
I know the pressure of the move and everything has gotten to Statler more than it's got to me, but Statler said to me that she'll be excited when she gets here, so I'm just waiting for her to be excited when she gets here.
Which, just want to point out, there's 2 ways that can be interpreted. It could be interpreted the nice and compassionate way, where Dempsey deeply cares about her partner Statler and is looking out for and wishes the best of her. But it could also be interpreted that Dempsey doesn't really want to deal with Statler's anxiety, and may hope that Statler gets better and gets more excited, but maybe in a more self-serving or selfish way. I'm not saying which is true, you could have your own interpretation. But the time has finally arrived, and finally, Statler is in the UK and finally gets to join up with her partner Dempsey. Statler arrives, the two of them hug, and it quickly becomes painfully obvious that Statler is not happy about this.
Yay, I'm here.
Oh, and in addition to this being a long international flight, apparently the airline also lost Statler's luggage, so she's a little extra not in a good mood right now. But I still don't think that fully explains just how disdainful it seems Statler is towards Dempsey.
Yay, I'm here.
Dempsey's, I think, picking up on this from Statler and is kind of trying to read the room and kind of probes and says, well, are you excited to see me?
Are you excited to see me?
But Statler responds by saying, yes, I'm excited to see you, in already kind of a defensive and impatient way.
Are you excited to see me?
Yes, I'm excited to see you.
They're talking about the taxis they have to get, and Statler is like, oh, it's a 15-minute drive, like, oh my god, kill me.
It's like a 50-minute drive.
Yeah.
And when Dempsey points out that it doesn't look like you're really happy, that kind of makes me sad. Statler retorts and is like, why? I'm here. What do you care if I'm happy? Like, shouldn't you be happy?
You're not happy.
No.
It makes me sad.
Why? You have no reason to be sad. I'm here.
Which makes Dempsey feel horribly awkward and doesn't really know how to respond.
Great.
I understand that this was a long flight, the airline lost your luggage. I totally understand being grouchy right now. And it's completely normal and expected a little bit for the receiving party to be more enthusiastic, more excited, and for them to be a little disappointed in the lack of enthusiasm from the traveling partner. In most cases, I generally feel like the receiving party, the Dempsey in this situation, would benefit from lowering the expectations a little bit and recognize that after that much travel, 8, 12 hours and not sleep, you really can't expect anyone to exude a lot of happiness. But on the other hand, I get that Statler's tired, but you still have some kind of responsibility to rein it in a little bit, and at least don't go out of your way to purposely pick a fight. If you know that you just had a bad traveling experience and you're dead and all that, then when your partner picks up on that and is like, hey, are you excited to see me? I feel like instead of going, yeah, okay, I'm excited to see you, like chill. Instead, you could say, yes, I am very excited to see you. I'm sorry, I'm just so tired. I'm so exhausted. I just really need to sleep, but trust me, I am happy to be here. Something like that, where you can take ownership of how you feel while also not being rude. Sometimes, if you feel like a genuine stick in the mud, okay, you can be a stick in the mud. You can do that occasionally, but you also have to know that with such a big deal this is, to make this international flight and start your new life with your partner, maybe not the time to let yourself act too much like the stick in the mud, you know? They then have this scene where they're talking to the cameras about how they feel, and God, this might be up there in the running for the most awkward couple scene on the show so far. Because Dempsey, in a timid, kind of confused way, says that, yeah, you know, it's good, but it would be nice if Statler was maybe a little more excited right now.
I wish she was a little bit more excited to see me, if I'm being completely honest.
Which, like I said earlier, I think that's a fair thing to think, but I also think that you should probably not have that expectation at this point and not poke the bear if you think the bear is this grouchy. Which Statler responds to by saying that, yes, I'm excited, I'm just completely dead, which I think is a fair thing to say.
I am excited, I just don't have energy.
And adds that her battery is so depleted that she doesn't even have the energy to smile right now.
My battery level is depleted completely, so I don't even have energy to smile right now. Like, I just don't.
Which, again, even if it's a little extreme, I can understand, you know, I think that's a good thing to say. Emphasizing that you're not necessarily mad with them, you're just in a real bad mood. But then Dempsey just does not read the room at all. And I don't know if she just never traveled or never been around someone who's felt like this or has never felt like that herself. Because then she just pokes the bear some more and says, well, even if I was so tired that I couldn't smile, I'd still try to be happy and enthusiastic to see my partner. But I guess we're just really different.
Even if our battery level was so low, I would still be excited to see you. I would still like want to hug you and, you know, smile and be like, oh, like, but we're just obviously very different in that respect.
And I don't know what saying something like that would accomplish. I know she ended it by suggesting that, oh, this is an observation, you know, I guess we're different, but that's really not how it sounded. That didn't sound like a non-judgmental observation of their differences to me. That sounded a lot more like Dempsey's hurt that Statler isn't more enthusiastic to see her, which is understandable. But also like she understands why Statler's tired and tries to see her side, but then kind of doesn't. I don't know, it doesn't seem to me like Dempsey is really putting herself in Statler's shoes. Again, just to be clear, totally understand from Dempsey's perspective why she might feel a little bad or why she might feel like Statler's BS attitude right now and the overly curmudgeoniness of her might be kind of annoying and might make Dempsey be like, well, why? Like, come on, man, you can't even like work up the little smile?
What? Like, are you for real? I've not seen you for 2 months. We're going on this amazing journey and nothing.
I get that. I totally understand that from Dempsey's perspective, but it's just not functional when you're dealing with someone like Statler right now to be like, oh, I mean, if I was like her, I would be acting a little bit better. Like, okay, well, she's not. So great that you would be more enthusiastic if you had no enthusiasm, but Statler's clearly not like that right now. So you saying that right now is just a little judgmental and adding fuel to the fire. And to that, Statler responds like, hey, I'm just being real. You always told me you like it that I just tell like it is. I'm telling you like it is. I'm absolutely dead right now. I can't even smile, so deal with it.
I'm not gonna try to force myself to fake it. Like, that's one part of me that you like, that I'm real. I'm always honest and real, so I'm being real.
And then the two of them just sit there awkwardly in silence for like 7 seconds straight.
I'm being real.
I didn't edit the sound out of this clip, by the way. There's actually no sound going on here the whole time. They get in the cab together and start planning what they have to do for the rest of the day. And this is where it seems that Statler goes from just being tired to straight up hostile. Because apparently they have a schedule. They have to go drop off their stuff, they have to go get the van, get that situated. But obviously, because Statler is how she's feeling right now, she doesn't want to do any of this. She wants to go take a nap and do this another time. But Dempsey thinks that's not realistic and starts to get pretty impatient with Statler's impatience.
Put off, do the whole camper van tomorrow. Like, I just don't want to do it today. I don't know why this was planned immediately after the flight.
Because we're on a schedule, Statler.
Statler tells us in a one-on-one that she feels like Dempsey is expecting her to have all the enthusiasm and be super excited and smiley the whole time. And because she's understandably tired that she isn't able to be that for Dempsey,
Dempsey's expecting me to just be super excited and super bubbly. I think it makes sense that I'm not.
And then kind of complains that Dempsey is unreasonable and, not being very nice about it. But I don't think I agree with that assessment. At least for me, if I was Dempsey, I would be a little disappointed that Statler isn't more enthusiastic. And maybe I wish they were in a better mood, but, it's a long flight and yeah, maybe they're real tired. But would feel pretty mad and a bit impatient if Statler wasn't just being tired, but being outright hostile. Not being enthusiastic and happy is not the same thing as actively being hostile, never making eye contact, always looking away, seeming bitter, seeming angry. That's not the same thing. Dempsey offers that, well, maybe Statler can go to the hotel and relax while she goes and picks up the van and does it herself. But interestingly, Statler rejects that idea and accuses Dempsey of, if she were to go out and do the van herself, she would make the van entirely revolve around Dempsey and only put Statler and all of her stuff in a tiny little cabinet in the corner.
You go somewhere else, I'll sort the camper van out on my own.
No, you're gonna do it all how you want to do it. Put me in one little cabinet.
Oh my God, why would I do that?
See what I mean about fighting words? That's not something you say just because you're tired. That's an accusation that your partner is selfish and doesn't look out for you. That kind of statement doesn't come out of nowhere just because you haven't slept. That's an inner resentment or anger or unresolved issue that's now, because you're tired, you don't have the mental strength to restrain your honesty, and then the truth starts to seep out about, tell him how you really feel, Statler. And then, seeing this is going nowhere, Dempsey kind of throws in the towel, but also kicks the bee's nest again and says, fine, well, if you're not excited about this whole thing, then you go be miserable. I'm going to be excited myself.
Dude, I'm just done for the day. I'm just done for the day.
Well, if you're not excited, you're not excited. You're fine. I'll be excited on my own.
And Statler's like, okay, fine, well, just go be happy then. Let me be upset and miserable and you go be happy. Don't let me ruin your parade. Let me enjoy my misery. Thank you very much.
Fine, I'll be excited on my own.
Then be excited on your own. Don't let me take it from me. I'm not in charge of your happiness. You're in charge of your happiness. Let me be in charge of my misery. I'm enjoying it just fine, thank you.
Which Dempsey replies, okay, fine then. Fuck off.
I'm enjoying it just fine, thank you.
I'll enjoy it then.
Which only makes Statler more mad.
What did you call me?
Again, I just have to reiterate, it's okay to be tired. It's okay to be at the end of your rope and have no energy left. And if you've been truly 0 out of 100% energy, then you are more capable of acting like Statler is acting. Not just tired, but pretty nasty. But at least for me, I feel like when you get to that point that you just have to be nasty and shitty, then that's on you. Not having energy is okay, but being hostile, being accusatory, picking a fight, that's on you. Doesn't matter how tired you get, you're ultimately responsible for how you act. And if you're gonna act like this, then you can't really be surprised when the people around you get sick of your attitude pretty quickly. That said, on the other hand, if I was Dempsey, I feel like you could be a little less judgmental. If you're with someone who's truly being that outrageous kind of in their behavior, and you're the one in the situation with the cooler head, you kind of got to keep that cool head and recognize that, okay, something's going on there with them. I'm just gonna, okay, and take it with a bit of a grain of salt, I don't know. I'm not saying that she should have done that or Dempsey is a bad person because she got annoyed with Statler's annoying behavior. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying anyone is particularly in the wrong here. I don't know. I'm kind of rambling at this point. I've been in front of these lights for a while. I'm starting to sweat. It's hot. I don't know if my brain is still working. But that's all I got for today's video. Let me know what you thought about Statler and Dempsey in the comments down below. It really seems like both parties could have done a little bit better here, but I am curious, who do you think did worse? Are you totally on Statler's side and Dempsey should be less judgmental? Do you think, no, there's no excuse for Statler's behavior, Dempsey was all on the right to get mad? Let me know what you think in the comments. A big thank you to all of you channel members for helping supporting this channel, with an extra special thank you to Nancy Jones for being a producer of this channel. And until next time, I'll see you later.